voice of Oblivion, or if you're a hockey fan, the arena announcer for your Capitals. Mr. Wes Johnson, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
It's a pleasure to be here. Pleasure to be here. And we are on the Fallout for Hope official joint right now.
I hope so. I certainly hope that it came up. It worked the other day when I did it. If ever anybody can see it,
I
is it
think
showing
I
up for
see
you?
it's right there. Yeah.
Hey, we're winning. We're winning. So, for those of you who are new to this particular stream or what we're doing, tonight we are going to raise some money for the Alzheimer's Association. I think that's the key. Before we get into anything else, that is why we're here. Now we've got some fun ways to do it, and at the end of this month, we're going to be building a Fallout 4 mod. Wes is going to voice one of the characters, and we're going to give that out to all of you for free. But first, let's talk charity. So,
Now,
Wes, I know you have a lot of.
I never do mods. I'm not really allowed to do mods. I am with the union. We do this thing. However, we do the mods with you for the charity for Voice of Palooza. We did one last year, and it went wonderfully. We had a great time with Shady Motives.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody came up with a lot of great suggestions and ideas that help us raise funds for with fun. And that's the thing. I mean, I've lost people to Alzheimer's. I lost my mother. I lost my grandmother. Losing aunts right now to this. And I know so many people have been touched by it. It affects so many lives and families. People are devastated, but you don't want to talk about it because it changes the personality of the person you love. Their memories start to fade, that you lose them before you lose them. And you end up becoming the keeper of their memories. And what we have done with going with Fallout for Hope, and Ken Vigu and I got together and said, let's take my Voice of Palooza panel that I normally do at conventions. We're going to use that as an umbrella, and we're going to open this up, and we're going to reach out with gamers and streamers around the globe. Because as it turns out, gamers and streamers are some of the kindest, nicest people you'd ever want to meet. You hear about the toxicity, and it's such a small percentage. They're loud, but they're very small. Everyone else that I've run into are just the salt of the earth and people who want to make a difference in this world. And right now, where we're looking at so much darkness, and you look at the world and what's happening today, and you look at all of the strife and the trouble, we have a chance to bring light, to bring help through the Alzheimer's Association with us and the funds that we raise. And last year we raised a good deal of funds to help people, families who are going through this, helping to support a 24-hour hotline so that no matter what's happening with you and the people that you love and the people who are suffering, you can call 24/7 and get help. You go to alz.org and you can find resources anywhere around the world to help you through Alzheimer's. I wish I'd known this when my grandmother and my mother were going through what they were going through, because it's hard. It's hard to hold the line when you're exhausted and they're slipping away. And to be able to talk to somebody who understands. And then to be able to provide funds so that research can be done. And right now, funding is being pulled out of research left and right. And
Mm-hmm.
yet, we're at a stage where medications have come about that will allow you, if you take it early enough, to stay yourself, to remain who you are longer. And isn't that what we want? More time to love, more time to be who you are, more time to remember, more time to share with your loved ones. And that's what we're fighting for. So today, as we have fun and we put together this mod, which is going to be a blast to play. Last year was such a blast to play.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody comes up with these fantastic ideas in order to come up with something. They're like, what about this? Well, if you like that, bid on it. And they bid on it. Next thing you know, it's like, well, you have bid on it. That is the winning bid, and we have to make it come true.
That's right. And we
What
got a
you
lot of options for you guys tonight.
what you did with this last year was amazing. People have talked about Shady Motives as one of the best mods and extensions that they've played. It was a cool story.
It really came together nicely. Yeah, it's I'm the team that we've assembled. They are professionals. They are experts. We've got some names you guys have heard of. We got Eleonora, who's going to design a house for y'all. We got Niher, who's going to make a weapon. We got Nero, who is going to make some armor. We've got the Sim Settlements team, or now the King Gath Creations team, are going to make a little story for you guys. And we're joined by some new faces this year. We've got Oscar N1N7, who is kind of a new face in the Fallout 4 modding scene. Very, very talented writer. We've got a full-time musician now who works for KGC, and he's going to come and make some custom music for this too. So we're going to score some moments in there. We really got a crack team. So I'm very, very excited to see what they create this year.
Yeah, and they do a wonderful job. Now I'm looking at the Fallout for Hope thing here, and it shows Matt Mercer on here. We already did our Matt Mercer panel, but you can go back and listen to that. Matt was wonderful, and that was a different thing. Tonight is a different thing. Monday we're going to have a different thing. We're going to be doing radio shows next weekend. There's going to be Whose Apocalypse Is It Anyway? With improv, the Apocalypse Squares. It's kind of like Hollywood Squares, but more apocalyptic. And we're going to do our Voice-A-Palooza Prime, where we have voice actors behaving badly, taking scripts and movies that are not meant to be done in character voices, but done in character voices, and you will make the suggestions on lines you wish us to read. So for the rest of the month, we're going to have a blast. And then on the 27th, I'm going to record the lines for the characters that you come up with for me tonight. You're going to come up with a character for me tonight. And the lines are going to be written by some wonderful folks over at King Gath Creations and Sim Settlements. And then we're going to do it live from my booth.
So excited.
You'll get to hear us laying it all down with the direction and everything. And on the 30th, we should have something for a playthrough.
That's the hope. That's the hope.
We're hope. We do. We're
Fallout for hope, right?
Fallout for hope.
Yeah, we'll do our best to get it all up and running that day. It's a crazy thing, and then any of you who are available over the weekend, I know you got a lot of stuff going on, Wes, over that weekend, but a whole bunch of those modders are going to get together for that Saturday and Sunday. At the end of the month.
While we're doing Voice-A-Palooza and improv, you guys are going to be taking out all the implements of destruction and creating something remarkable.
That's the plan. We're going to get in there. We're going to grind it out for 40 hours. Some of us will do it without sleep. Not all of us are committed to that, but we're going to go hard and try and make this thing live on camera. There'll be lots of things to check out. So if you guys want to check out some details on that, and also if you want a donate link for today even, go to simsettlements.com/charity. I've got a link right at the top. Make it nice and easy for you. We're about to open up the first poll. So when you go to donate, there will be a little option on the right that says poll, and you can pick your option from there. So you basically, however much money you're going to donate, it goes to that vote, to whatever you put on the poll. And at the end of tonight, the winning donation count for each poll, that's what we're going to build. We're going to work with that. So let's kick it off.
Basically, whatever gets the most donations is what we choose.
That's right. That's right.
So you can, depending on, while you're doing good, you can also force your will upon us.
Force us to do exactly what you want. So the first poll tonight, we're going to first decide what kind of quest we're making. So we're going to, in addition to, obviously, like I mentioned, the player home weapon, etc., we're also going to wrap this all up in a quest. So what type of quest are we going to do? So I'm going to put something on screen right now. Give me just a moment here to deal with technical silliness that's required of my software.
Is there a button that we can hit for on here to? There it is.
Do you guys see the overlay?
I see the charity stream team Fallout for Hope, but where do we do the one for donations?
Yeah, we're gonna get that up in just a second here.
Help me out here, Streamlabs.
Okay, so we should see a poll on the screen now. It says quest line type. You guys see that now? And okay, so your options are a mystery. Are we going to write a mystery? Are we going to write an action quest? A comedy? I think there's always going to be a little bit of comedy because it's Fallout. There's a little undertone of dark comedy there. In fact, dark comedy is also an option this year. We added a new one. A drama, if you guys want a little bit more emotion, a little more sadness, or a fairy tale. I don't know how a fairy tale would manifest in Fallout, but I'd be excited to see it. I think writers could have fun with that. So if you guys hit that donate button, I got a link in the description on the YouTube video. You can also go to, again, simsettlements.com/charity. When you go to make your donation, again, make sure you click on the poll should be on the right side of the checkout screen, and you can put a vote in for the type. And we're gonna run each of these polls for I don't know 7 to 15 minutes, depending on how they're going. And then even if it's just $1, like you'll take it. So somebody could right now nail the quest type with a minimal donation. Whatever you guys can throw out to help matters.
What if we get a tie, like fairy tale dark comedy? Or
if you get a tie, we have fun with
mystery?
it. We know what we do with that. We punish the writers and we make them do both. So, so we can have some fun with that. We did that last year, actually. I think several tied on one of the polls, and they had to really twist themselves into knots to get it there. So let's go over to. I'm going to go over to the Tiltify page, make sure the updates are working. So I don't want to have a broken setup here. I did some. You'll notice that there's already $10 on the meter. That is me putting a little weight on the scales for some of the polls in advance for the sake of testing. But we'll make sure that everything is still working here, and we'll be good to go. If you guys want to see us make a specific quest type, now's your chance. And if we don't get anything going on this one, we'll skip ahead to the next one in just a minute. But
And if anybody wants to make a case in, we got a $4 donation has come in. Thank you very much. That's under Fairy Tale, so Fairy Tale takes the lead.
Very nice.
If somebody else wants to throw something in, just jump in. We've got mystery, action, comedy, drama, dark comedy. This is the chance for you to decide what we're going to do. Oh, $2 has now come in. So it looks like Fairy Tale has already gone up to $6. A fairy tale in the wasteland. A wasteland fairy tale.
Ansel, thank you for that donation. We got an anonymous. We got one from Choo Choo. Looks like Choo Choo didn't do a poll. It's just a blind 5, but thank you for the money. Appreciate that. Okay. Oh, here we go. We got somebody taking the lead.
Where did that one go to? Oh, to mystery. Ooh.
That's coming from Rain. Thank you for that donation. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Rain.
All right. We got another $10
on dark comedy.
Dark comedy, awesome. For from Shotokan V Shoto. Thank you. Okay.
And it looks like Fairy Tale's jumping back up into the lead again, but Mystery's right on its heels.
Fantastic. Oh, we got Yorkshire DB with a $10 donation. Thank you very much. On my screen, I can't. It's so small, I can't read what you guys are voting for. Oh, that wasn't voted. That's why I can't see it. Okay. Well, we appreciate the donations just the same. Kez Daddy, thank you for the 25 toward Fairy Tale. That's why it's taking the lead.
Yep, putting it up into the lead with Fairy Tale, but that's only $6 behind for Mystery. Yeah. If somebody out there wanted to go a little wasteland noir.
What are you hoping for? What do you want to see win, Wes?
Oh, I mean, I'm okay with anything. I like noir. Noir is always nice. I mean, that's something that the Silver Shroud or Nick Valentine, that kind of thing is always fun.
Oh, Nick
Fairy Tale, however, is taking a big lead at $56 already.
Wow, Yagi, thank you for the donation.
Some people, what would a fairy tale be like in the wasteland?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think I think everybody is curious about that, which is why it's probably it's pulling ahead real clearly here. Canuck, thank you for the donation. Appreciate it. More for Fairy Tale. Yeah,
Fairy Tale is taking off like a dragon with leathery wings.
I guess they have to take like a classic fairy tale, something like a Hansel and Gretel, or I don't know, like a Little Red Riding Hood, is Little Red Riding Hood? I guess that's a fairy tale, right? Take one of those classic stories and turn it into the Wasteland version, the dark post-apocalyptic version of it.
The Three Brahmin.
Goldilocks and the Three Brahmin.
Oh yeah. I don't know what they're doing eating porridge, those Brahmin, but there you go.
Spanker Prime Emilio with a $25 donation for dark comedy. Dark comedy halfway there now.
Dark comedy taking a jump back up into it.
There we go. Oh, Raven throwing more at dark comedy with a $5. Thank you so much, Raven.
Dark comedy is a dark horse coming up now, $40 under Fairy Tale.
Yeah, I'm smelling. They're pushing for a tie between Fairy Tale and dark comedy now. Dark Lord Fluffins, no vote, but appreciate the donation. It all helps guys to fight Alzheimer's. So we just need to, whatever we can raise, it's going to be a huge benefit to to the charity at large.
It really helps the families out there, and it really helps push forward onto a cure, especially in these days when funding is becoming a little harder to get.
Hmm.
Uh, we just need to make sure that we, the people, get in there and do the right thing.
Absolutely, absolutely. I notice the poll at the top of the screen. You guys might see the little fundraiser at the top left. Might not be accurate, but I will be refreshing that periodically, so don't mind that not filling up quickly. But yeah, it looks like Fairy Tale taking a nice big lead here. We'll give it a few more minutes, see if
Our
anybody
fairy
else.
tale is in the lead as Sheogorath looks down upon them all. But dark comedy is near and dear to his heart.
Christopher Nolan, acclaimed filmmaker Christopher Nolan, comes in for that dark comedy.
Dark comedy now $1 behind fairy tale.
Sonic Phil.
Stretch neck, and there goes dark comedy. Dark comedy taking the lead, nosing past fairy tale.
Fantastic, fantastic. Thank you, Phil. Appreciate the donation. Yeah, this is. I really want to see what they do with this. This is always. I think one of the most fun parts for me on this is tomorrow morning when everybody wakes up, because like the writers are both from the UK and they're asleep right now, so they're going to wake up and see what they're responsible for, and that's always a, a fun discussion.
Folks from the Blue Donut Studios who joined us here today, and they're from the UK as well. They stayed awake.
Fantastic. Thanks for staying awake, guys.
Hello, guys.
All right, we got another donation from Scott Scabs Abernathy. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yeah, looks like dark comedy might sneak away with it, guys. Might sneak away with it. If you're on the fairy tale camp, you're just $5 away from taking the lead again. I feel like we're like playing auctioneer a little bit here.
Oh yeah, and we got 70 now for dark comedy. 70 dark comedy. We got something here for dark fairy tale. We got fairy tale going once, going twice. Dark comedy in the lead. Mystery holding back. No comedy, no drama, no action, but we have a little bit of a mystery, and the mystery is: was it going to be dark comedy or fairy tale? They're tied, neck and neck. But wait, another $5 donation pushes dark comedy up into the lead once more.
Have you had to do an auctioneer for any roles?
Not necessarily. No, I've done auctioneers at charities and things of that sort.
You just done the actual auctioneer.
We got 75 for dark comedy. 75 dark comedy. I got 80. Can I get 80? Can I get another 5 for dark comedy? Fairy tale. Fairy tale going once. Fairy tale going twice. We got dark comedy at 75 in the lead. Mystery sitting in the rear.
Kez, Midnight Fluffs, Choo Choo One, thank you guys all for the donations. You guys rock.
Yes, thank you guys very much.
All right, we'll give it 2 more minutes. So 9:50 Eastern. We're gonna move on to the next
2
one.
2 minutes. 2-minute warning.
2-minute warning. And then next on the docket, we're gonna keep going with the quest line. We're gonna establish the main quest, because that will help drive the other bits, right? If we know kind of like, all right, this is the kind of story we're going for, what other elements will fit in nicely with that, or maybe we'll clash with it. Maybe people want to go counterculture on it and make stuff that's a little more challenging for us on the mod making side. I think one of my favorite parts last year was hearing you invent Angelo and Crunch's voices in real time. That was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah,
can't wait to see what we get.
Good times
for the characters this year. All right, Preston Garvey in there with a donation on Fairy Tale, and then Jim's 1973 fights back with an equal donation on Dark Comedy. So Dark Comedy still keeping it just ahead by a few bucks there.
1 minute remaining in the auction.
1 minute warning. Now I remember last year when Sir Rick is awake. So Sir Rick will be one of our writers on this story. He did stay awake for this. He wants to know what he's getting himself into, and he pushed for the tie there, putting the $5 on Fairy Tale.
So far we have a dark comedy fairy tale.
Fairy Tale takes the lead again. Choo Choo in there. We got a battle going on. Now, so I was saying that last year, I remember when you came on and we handed you the script, I think your comment was, "You guys wrote a whole game here." So,
oh yeah.
We'll try and take it a little easier on you this year. I think we pushed you to the limits.
Good time. It was a good time, and people seem to enjoy it a lot.
They do. They do. Anonymous in there with a $10 donation to Fairy Tale, taking it clearly in the lead, 15 ahead. We got
Fairy
just
Tale at
seconds.
95 ahead of Dark Comedy. Dark Comedy now trailing at 80, $15 down. Do we have $15 for Dark Comedy? 15 or 20? 20 could take it.
Final shot clock, and we're
Comedy,
about
take it
to
up.
shut it down. All right.
Okay, we got to, if you want Dark Comedy, you got to put $20 in. Going once.
And she's gone. All right, we're moving on to the next one. So this next poll is going to be the motivation. So this will be whether it turns out to be the motivation for the character or maybe for the player. We're not sure, but it's going to be the motivation that drives the story. I was going to have a character motivation to drive things forward. So let me do a little refresher on here. Just a moment. It's always, the software is a little bit wonky. And you guys should see a new poll appear in just a second here.
I want to get one of those Wes Johnson Voice of a Loser shirts, man.
All right, let's see here. The one up in the top left there behind in the game. Yeah. Got to talk to Eleonora about that. Okay, we are refreshing. You guys should see the poll appear in just a second here. And you'll see that it is currently cheated ahead. I snuck in a donation in advance on that one, so I'm a little bit of a cheater.
Personal gain or greed.
Yeah, but we've got options here for revenge or pursuit, discovery, such as for treasure or knowledge, atonement and redemption, personal gain and greed, survival, paranoia, fear, coercion, and justice/moral obligation. So which direction do you guys want to see the story go?
What seems more fairy tale?
Ooh, yeah, that's true. Or what seems anti-fairy tale to get it?
I'm thinking, well, discovery, treasure, knowledge seems very fairy tale.
Yeah.
I haven't seen many survival paranoia fairy tale stories, which is now moved up into a tie with personal gain and greed.
Yeah, agree with that. Yeah, what would be it'd be interesting to see, okay, so what would the motivation be for like a Goldilocks and the Three Brahmins? So what was her motivation? She was just trying to get fed, right? She was just trying to be safe. What's her motivation there? I guess that's personal gain greed. Is how you talk about Goldilocks.
Maybe.
All right, we got them coming in fast and furious here. Choo Choo with the Discovery Treasure, $5 donation.
Pursuit.
Princess Gath, appreciate the reference there. Atonement Redemption for $1. Yorkshire DB Revenge Pursuit for $10. Taking
I can see somebody like a little elf going, "I will find you and I will kill you."
We've got anonymous $4 donation just to the general pool. No vote. Appreciate the donation. Canuck with $5 on personal gain greed. Thank you guys. I muted the nonstop. So anybody who are my regular viewers, you're used to hearing a sound similar to this.
Oh yeah!
Every time there's a donation, I killed that because I thought it would drive us all mental if we had that nonstop. So we're just going with visual, and you can count on me and Wes to keep our gums flapping and let some audio through.
Let the gums flap. Here we go. So right now, atonement, redemption, only $1 on that, but no one interfere in coercion or justice and moral obligation.
They're not fans. They're not fans of those. Those were new ones this year, actually. So we started with the same polls we had last year, removed some of the winning elements, and replaced them with some new ones. So there should be some new options this year across all the polls. All right, Canuck, personal gain greed. I don't know if I already called that one out, but thank you. So yeah, we got a tie now between revenge, pursuit, and personal gain greed. So I think this is the poll last year that they 4-way tied to really stick it to Sir Rick and make him have to work real hard for his story writing. We'll see how we do this year. So let's see here. Revenge, pursuit, and personal gain greed. So revenge, pursuit, my current, like the story I always go to, not fairy tale, but just in general, John Wick is a go-to of revenge. Got to avenge that poor little puppy.
Right. That's
true. Who can blame him? Choo Choo with the donation on Discovery, Treasure, and Knowledge, putting that one up to $10. So now we've got a potential 4-way tie, except Atonement Redemption got thrown off by Ryan Graham, putting another $10 donation on there, pushing it up to $11. This is a scary looking chart if you're the writer. Very scary looking. Looks like Discovery Treasure took another $10 from Rain. Thank you very much. Pushing that one to the clear lead at $20 on Discovery. Why? Oh, this is a. How's your German? How do you? Can you read that one for us?
No.
Why is Drachenjäger? I don't know if I don't know how badly did I butcher that one, buddy? For fiver. That one goes to Revenge Pursuit. Zuzu with Discovery with $25. Whoa. Discovery, $50. Clear leader.
Yeah, very nice. Discovery, treasure, knowledge. That seems very fairy tale of finding, an adventure with treasure at the end.
Yeah, that feels suitable. I don't know why the poll shows blue across all of them instead of a leader. I have no idea how these polls work. This is all Tiltify stuff. But we can see the dollar amount, so we can all figure it out in our heads.
It still highlights. It's very pretty green on blue.
All right. At least we can, as long as we can see it, that's a good start. Christopher Nolan, not the director, he clarifies, for a fiver for Discovery Treasure. Daniel Moore on Personal Gain Greed with $10 donation. Thank you. Raven, another 4 on Atonement Redemption. My guess is Raven had to balance that out. The uneven number was probably maddening. I'm sure many OCD viewers here agree. And thank you, Raven, for that. Sonic Phil with a fiver on Revenge Pursuit. And Stabby, that's quite the name, Stabby with $10 for Atonement Redemption. All right, we're raising a good amount here, guys. You guys rock. This is awesome. Thank you so much for the generosity.
Atonement and Redemption.
I like that the top half of the chart is just clearly dominating. I think we'll have to dig deeper when we come up with new categories next year, since our new ones are not too popular. So one of the ones we had to remove this year to take it a little easier on US was the split personality. It was
split personality was still kind of fun.
It was fun. And your Super Mutant voice is legendary. And now you got 2 of them, right? Now you got Crunch and the OG.
Crunch, I've got Crunch, I've got Fox, I've got Uncle Phil, and of course I was all of the generic. I smell humans.
Oh wait, is Uncle Phil 76? Which one was Uncle Phil?
It
was in 3. I don't remember Uncle Phil. I just remember Fox. Fox is your unforgettable. It's my buddy. He's my buddy in the Capital Wasteland.
Fox had the better story. Uncle Phil was just sort of hanging out, He was sort of like a Fred Sanford hanging around someplace. I'm fine home.
Great show.
Sanford and Mutant.
Atonement Redemption. It's uneven. Oh no! Somebody sent a trigger vote for $1. Well, we appreciate the donation just the same. All right, we'll let this one run for about 3 more minutes before we shift.
Every dollar helps, man, even if it does make things uneven. Bring your uneven donations to me.
You just challenge somebody to do it across the board. Let's get a buck on all of them.
I want to see who can make the most uneven, awkward-looking number.
Yeah, does it let you do cents? Can somebody do like $1.37? Will really upset somebody. Next up is a category I think you're gonna have a lot of fun with, Wes. Next up is gonna be a good. I'm not gonna spoil it. I don't want to push people away from donating on this one, but I'm excited about the next one. It's very.
We still have nobody cares about justice or moral obligations. That's the world we live in right now.
Oh, sad times. That's as I said. We'll have to rethink those ones. I'll take a snapshot of these of how they ended, and then we'll remember the zeros, and we'll just axe those off the list for next year. So I hope we could keep doing this for a long. This is so much fun. I get like for me as I kind of produce the whole thing and get into the developer chair a little bit, but it's so exciting to see what we can do in just a couple of days, like to see everybody kind of master their craft and like really dig deep and see what we can do off in such a short time. Because a lot of the development of this stuff, for example, Shady Motives, if we were to do that at a human pace, like that was like a 2-month project that we just crammed into 2 days. It was really impressive.
And it turned out really nicely.
Well, other than I believe in the first demo, your character was speaking out of his eyeball, which was a fun bug.
Well, yeah.
And mutation, right? It was a mutation. It's Fallout 4.
I blame that on the FEV.
Choo Choo won. There he is with the. Yep, he figured it out. We can do cents on there.
55.37 on Discovery Treasure.
Thank you, Choo Choo, for the donation and throwing everyone into chaos. You've just made a lot of enemies tonight. Yeah, Discovery looks like it's going to run away with it, which is great. I think there's a lot to pull from, especially in a fairy tale. We could definitely work with that for sure. We'll give this down to the final buzzer. So we got less than a minute here. I'm going to start queuing up the next one.
1 minute. 1 minute remaining in the auction.
All right, let's see.
What we do at the Caps games, the 1 minute.
1 minute mark. Ready to go. All right, let's update this guy here. Let's get the next one on screen in just a second here. All right, our next one that's about to appear on screen is the main character quirk. So this is where you guys get to help flesh out the character that Mr. Wes Johnson will most likely be voicing for us. So the main character quirk options we've got: overly positive, conspiracy theorist, speaks in metaphors, convinced the bombs will drop soon, again, always answers with a question, has a verbal tick, or speaks very formally. So lots of options here. Lots of options.
Speaks in metaphors sounds like my Indian name.
Do you think that one will feel natural? You'll be able to speak in metaphor, no problem?
Speak in metaphors. Well, then there's the sailor version who speaks in semaphores.
I think for writers, let me think which one. I think the speaks in metaphors and always answers the question probably be the most challenging ones for them. Whoa, hey, we got an anonymous $40 donation for conspiracy theorist.
Very nice. Very nice.
The conspiracy theorist fairy tale. Perfect.
Verbal tick could be like a Tourette's kind of thing. You never hear anybody in a fairy tale with Tourette's.
I can't wait for that. That sounds fantastic. I mean, if there was ever a setting for a Tourette's character in a fairy tale, it's Fallout. Oh, we got a bunch coming in now. Anonymous with convinced bombs will drop for 11/11. Okay, everybody's latching on to the coins now. Canuck 82 speaks in metaphors, $10 donation. Thank you, Canuck.
Thank you for that.
Vault 111 bombs will drop for $1.11. Oh, that's appropriate with Vault 111.
111.
Yeah. Conspiracy theorist though takes a strong lead. You guys are gonna have to dig deep. You want to catch up to them. This all right. So of those, which one do you think resonates with you the most? Which one do you feel like I got a character I could just whip out in a second with that?
Oh, they all are interesting. Overly positive. I think that there's probably a flip side to that person. Conspiracy theorist. I've played those before. I remember, if anybody remembers the Prophet from Oblivion. Speaks in metaphors. Convinced bombs will drop soon. Well, that's everybody.
Yeah, now we're getting into real life territory.
Yeah. Always answers with a question. Yeah, I've met that person. They're annoying as F.
So you're voting against that one.
Yeah. The verbal tick is very interesting. I love that. Speaks very formally in the wasteland. That also is like soon to be dead, more than likely.
or the mayor, maybe. Yorkshire DB.
Pardon me, gentlemen, but when you drink that irradiated water, you may wish to extend a pinky.
Yorkshire DB with $5 conspiracy theorist. Thank you very much. Sonic Phil, $5 on speaks in metaphors. Kez Danny with $10.69 on speaks in metaphors. Speaks in metaphors, sneaking up there real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one will be
That's going to be a real challenge to the writer.
Agreed. And it won't be annoying for the listener. Like answers to the question might end up being. Jim 1973. It's parentheses. I love Wes. Very nice.
Aww.
$5 donation for speaks in metaphors. So that's climbing up quick. People are excited about that one.
That and conspiracy theorists are right up there near the top.
Yeah. Both of those could be fun. Those
Overly positive, not getting much love.
No, nor the whole bottom three.
No.
And verbal tick has a lot of room for the writers to get creative, because it could be Tourette's, or it just, I think verbal tick would even be folks who do a lot of just a lot of pausing and stuff. You can kind of do whatever you want with verbal tick, just adding in some sort of thing that the user does a lot.
And of course, there's the tick. It was very verbal.
Speaks very formally. I'm trying to think of a character in Fallout that would fit that. Hmm. I feel there's got to be somebody in the base game. I'm thinking of Fallout 4 right now. It's probably some of the people up in the Diamond City stands up there. I
Yeah,
think they're better than everybody. Overly positive. All I can think about now is the adoring fan. Is what's going through
right,
my head
right.
thanks to Oblivion Remastered.
By the way, on Monday we're going to do that Oblivion remastered
Yes.
panel with folks over at Bethesda at 4 p.m. And it's going to be here and it's going to be on the Bethesda streaming channel. And we will have the adoring fan, Craig Seckler, there. I gave him a troll wig once. I would love to see him actually put that on for this.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's
But Craig
fantastic.
has the best hair of anybody I've ever met. I mean, it's like Pierce Brosnan hair, you know?
Oh, and then you just want to cover it up out
Well, when
of.
I that thing and he had to cover up that hair with yellow troll wig, it was one of the happiest moments. I thought it was just hysterical.
That's awesome. That'll be
Herbal
fun.
Tick
What?
has moved up into the lead.
Oh, Daniel Moore. Thank you for that $50 donation. That's fantastic. Anonymous with 777. You guys are really trying to make people flinch. On always answers with a question. Can always count on people to bust out their best troll behavior online.
Yeah,
At least it's for a good cause tonight.
if it's for a good cause, bring the trolls.
Bring the trolls. Verbal Tick takes a $5 donation from Raven Swift. So now that is in the lead. I think the Tourette's thing. I think the talk of Tourette's. Everyone got excited about hearing Wes Johnson curse.
Oh yeah. Hey, man, in Fallout, there's cursing in Fallout. I remember talking to Mark Lampert when we first started getting ready to do Fallout, and he's like, "Yeah, you're probably going to have a few bad words in this one. This one's you can have a little more adult language in Fallout. So
All
we can definitely add a little adult language to this mod if we wish,
right.
or with a verbal tick. That's possible. Even when he starts to say the curse word, it gets obscured.
He's got a built-in self-censorship.
Well, it's like yeah, it's like it becomes like half the word, a tick, a snort, a
Mm,
grunt kind of thing. There are lots
yeah,
of fun ways to handle it.
for sure, for sure. Floral Bird, 742 throws $10 back at Conspiracy Theorist, putting that back in the lead.
Ooh,
We've got another $10 donation from Zuzo in the
conspiracy.
same way. So Conspiracy Theorist and Verbal Tick taking strong lead out front here, 65 and 55. Yeah, what's your favorite? You know what, Wes? We've talked a lot of times. I don't hear you curse a lot. You run pretty clean, but I don't.
You
It
haven't
doesn't
even
feel out of
ridden in the
character for
car
you
with
though.
me in traffic.
What's your favorite go to? What's your favorite expletive?
Well, my license plate used to say FFSAKE,
Mm. Did they take that one away from you?
which probably meant for father's sake.
Sure, of
But
course.
people who were driving in traffic knew what it meant. And unfortunately, after 6 years, the DMV got in touch with me and said, "You can't have that anymore.
They finally figured out what it
You
meant. It
feel
took
it's
them a lot of research, but they finally got there.
dirty in your mind. It's only dirty in your mind."
That's right. They didn't know about father. For father's sake, come on.
Yeah, so I had to come up with it's got one of my character names on the plate now. So,
Ooh, very cool.
but I still miss FF sake.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'm shocked you got
People
that.
would come and take photographs of it laughing, and my wife would hide her face.
It's an appropriate one for traffic too, especially where you're at.
People understand.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna give this one. We'll give this one a couple more minutes. This is a fun one. We'll see where people want to take this one. You guys rock. By the way, thank you for donating away. We're up to $360 odd dollars. It's hard to tell with all these pennies involved now. Throwing up the math, but
Right? All the pennies in there, little caps, all the extra bottle caps.
can always use bottle caps.
Only speaks very formally and overly positive have not come up with a.
Those ones are set up for getting the axe next year. That's all right. It'll keep it fresh. It'll keep it fresh. We'll keep coming up with new ideas every year. This is one of the ones where we can come up with a lot of new ideas for. Coming up with the hard one is the quest type. Like there's how many different story types can we put on there, right? Especially because we're going pretty broad with like mystery and drama. So those
Right.
ones will end up pretty standard. But I think character quirks, you could dream up new character quirks
Now,
for decades. So
Kez Daddy wants someone to add $10 to verbal tick so they can have a
have
draw,
a draw.
have a verbal tick conspiracy theorist.
I like that. That sounds fun. Now the whoever does it will have to resist the urge to put that penny on the end to
Yeah.
resist the troll urge. Just let it be an even 10. Somebody in chat says they want to hear you yell obscenities, so like don't let conspiracy theorist win.
Well, if somebody wants to make what would the donation be for me to do a character who cusses?
I mean, really, they just have
Character
to.
would you want to hear, and I'll do you give me enough of a donation, I'll say whatever you want.
Yeah, throw $20 up there on the screen, guys, and we'll hear Wes shout something out without it having to go in the poll. I love I hear you guys are gonna do when is the one you're gonna do where you have people read out or have your characters read out lines?
Voice of Palooza.
Is that what day is that one?
That's the Sunday the 29th.
Sunday the 29th. So that'll be you guys will be doing that, having a grand old time while we're doing our mod making thing. So that's gonna be a fun one. Do you know what time of day that one's at? That's gonna be on the main stage.
That'll probably
right?
be about 4 p.m. on a Sunday.
Okay, nice afternoon viewing. That'll be fun. And
That way it's like 1 p.m. on the West Coast and,
sure.
4 p.m. here and I forget it's early evening in the UK.
Yeah, that's a good time for it. A good time for it. The and who's all going to be in that one? That's going to be a big one, right?
Paul Guyette, we've got John St. John, we've got Alex Alex.
Last names. That's all right. It's all right. It's late for you. You're appreciate you staying up
Some
late.
of my normal folks who do it are not available because they're off doing June stuff, Alex Cazares.
Alex Cazares. All right.
Yeah, but we'll have more people and more fun folks joining us and doing it. Usually I have GLaDOS and Sniper. And unfortunately, it's Sniper's birthday, and they're married, and they're off doing something. And Jan Johns normally joins us. Oh, Mike Rawson. Mike Rawson voice will be with us as well. Mike Rawson, who does all the ghouls and
nice.
Moriarty and people of that nature, he'll be with us.
Very cool. Very cool. It's the ghoul and super mutant voices impress the hell out of me just because trying to put on that voice for a little bit, it just hurts the throat so bad for me.
He has always told people that the ghouls were sexy. Nobody believed him till Walton Goggins.
Proving them wrong. All right. Oh, we got some more donations.
Aaron, it is Cazares, yes.
We've got Canuck with $10 on Verbal Tick and Alexander with a $10 on the same. Taking that to the lead. All right,
Verbal Tick is in the lead by $10 over Conspiracy Theorist.
It is.
So if we get another 10 on Conspiracy Theorist, we can have the first tie.
It's going to go back and they're going to go back and forth trying to make that happen. Chris Meinart forgot to do the poll, but threw a $10 donation in. We could just assume it went to Conspiracy Theorist, but we'll give this one about 2 more minutes before we move on to the next one.
Okay. Everybody's just sort of sitting around there. I think I've watched Mo Cronin scratch himself a couple of times.
Yeah, you see, I added Angelo and Crunch this year.
So I know. I see them there. They're very cool.
We had, and then on the key art this year, we put Crangelo, the hybrid inside the robot, is on our little art thing. Thanks to Erica Ember, who puts those awesome little Vault Boy cartoons together for us. Those are fantastic.
We have an actual tie now between Verbal Tick and Conspiracy Theorist.
Chef cleaning it up. Fantastic. Let's see if somebody in the last minute throws a wrench in the system. Otherwise, we'll call it, and I'll start locking this guy down.
Oh my goodness. Laura from Blue Donut Studio says it's 3:13 in the UK, but they didn't want to miss the stream.
Oh, well, thanks for making the time. That's awesome. All right. We are about to lock it down. Everyone's afraid. Nobody wants to mess up this tie now. Everyone's going to leave it. All right. Well, the next poll that I'm about to queue up here is going to be for the companion. So we're going to continue on to the character stuff. So we with the quest and player home, we're also going to make sure that you get a companion to take with you. So last
Nice.
year it was Cabbage, voiced by Mike Smith. Fantastic. That is where this came from.
Maximum crabs!
Which was a lot of fun. And so most likely, whatever character you end up voicing, Wes, will have some interaction with this character, and then the player will take them out on an adventure. So the first one we're going to do is the archetype for the companion. So let me get up this next charity queued up. Or I'm sorry, the next poll queued up. We are in the middle of the charity. And let's see here. Let's get this selected. All right, so we've got some options here. We have got... Oh, I cannot see it right now. Just a second. There it goes. All right, we've got stoic/serious, charismatic and charming, witty and sarcastic, evil and sadistic, anti-hero and brash, and then two simple ones, nerdy or paranoid.
Well, always nerdy is always fun. It would be interesting to get a nerdy, an evil sadistic nerd.
Oh yeah, I'm going for more ties. I'm trying to push for
I
those.
guess that might be Elon.
The evil nerd. All right, we're up to over $500 for the night. Thank you guys for the help. This is great. Like, so we set up a goal for what we're hoping to hit for the modding charity in general. So this is off to a good start because we've still got several more events. So we'll have, like you mentioned, we have the 27th. You're going to voice your character live, and then all day long, 28th, 29th, we'll be doing making mod stuff. You guys are going to have Voice-A-Palooza going on. There's going to just be a ton of stuff that weekend. It's going to be good times you're going to be eating well in the Bethesda fan community. It's really fun watching a lot of this stuff. I loved watching you record Crunch and Angela last year. Was so much fun. It was cool to see you bringing those characters to life in real time.
I love it. I love getting in the booth there.
All right, Wise Drachenjäger. I'm sorry again. I didn't see. I know we've spoken before, and I've asked you how to pronounce it, and I cannot remember for the life of me. But voted nerdy for $5. And then Jim's 1973 says, I love King Gath too. Appreciate it, Jim's. Witty Sarcastic, a $5. So we've got those two tied. And then Yorkshire DB comes in with $10 on Witty Sarcastic. It is in the lead right now.
Witty Sarcastic.
Another $5 from Raven.
Could he be any more witty or sarcastic?
Let's see. We've got Anti-Hero Branch, $5 from Sonic Phil. Appreciate that, Phil. Yeah, witty, sarcastic, nice lead there. I'm trying to remember what it was. What did we have last year? I think it was, because I know we ended up with a scientist was one of the characters. I think maybe it was neurotic, because I think we talked about that one of the...
He was a wee bit neurotic. He definitely...
I think the inspirational character for it last year was George Costanza was who we kept talking about in the writers' room. All right, Anonymous for $25 on Paranoid. So Paranoid now in the lead. Now, Wes, you voiced Fox, which is one of my favorite companions for Fallout 3. Who do you...
Because you killed them all, Fox. Because you killed them all with a Gatling gun.
Who is your go-to companion in Fallout? When's the last time you played Fallout 3? Probably been a minute, huh?
In Fallout 3, it definitely was Fox.
Yeah.
McCready would come with me occasionally.
That'd be a Fallout 4. Yeah, McCready, Mr. Matt Mercer. Great companion. Yeah.
If you're going to take a road trip, take Matt Mercer. You know, it's always good to have a dungeon master with you.
That's funny. Your Fox went so low it clipped off the audio.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. Your Fox voice is too strong for your microphone.
Can you hear my dog in the background?
Cannot. How's Finn doing these days?
He was barking at the door. Finn's going crazy. My wife has just corralled him. I heard her. Come on, let's go.
My dog is being very chill. He likes to howl at any time somebody walks by the sidewalk in front of our house.
What kind of dog you have?
I got a French bulldog.
Nice.
Little guy. Little. He's a meaty little guy though. Those things. He can get up if I don't control his food intake. He gets to like 40 pounds. He's a little meatball.
Yeah, they can do that. We had a Chai Weenie, and she would get a little plump every once in a while. Started looking like a bit more of a cocktail weenie than she needed to. But yeah, she passed at 13, so we ended up getting this new puppy. I've about 4 months later because it was quiet around the house and we missed having a happy butt dance when we came home. But it turns out puppies have the energy of a million suns.
It's hard to keep up with.
It is hard to keep up with. They're like insane squirrels on crack. Uh, and then they're really cuddly and sweet, and you love them. And then it's like, don't wake them up. Oh, good dear God, don't wake them up.
Does your dog have its own bed, or does Finn jump into your bed?
We had to get him like a little car, what do they call them? Crate.
Yeah.
Our old dog slept in our bed with us. This dog thinks beds are for peeing.
Oh, good.
Until
Oh, good.
that mentality changes, crate it is.
Indeed, that is exactly what we did when we had our puppy. Do not need to wake up to that sound too. You hear it, and it's just pull you up from a dead sleep.
Hello, wetness, my old friend.
All right, so we've got Paranoid holding strong at 25. Witty Sarcastic right behind it. If anybody wants to pop in another tie and really throw
Only $5 on nerdy. Nobody wants to get it. Everybody feels nerdy, but nobody wants to go with nerdy.
They have enough of it at home. We got nerdy at home. We don't need it in our mods.
Yeah. We don't need nerdy. We're all full up.
It's funny. We always try and predict what we think the winner will be. And my prediction this year was Anti-Hero Brash, which it's not doing so strong. It's not going to get cut. It got a $5, so it can make it in the running for next year. But
got a $5. Evil Sadistic isn't getting much. Nobody wants an evil sadistic companion, I take it.
Maybe they have. I guess there aren't really that many like really evil companions in Fallout 4. Are they? Like there's you got some guys who are a little more brash. You've got your Hancock.
Yeah.
Kate's pretty aggro, but I don't think
nobody really wants evil or sadistic because again, we have enough of that these days.
Let's get some chill. All right, Witty Sarcastic gets a $10 donation from Rain, taking it to the lead now at $30.
Now, Charismatic Charming isn't getting anything because those guys get killed pretty much right away.
Those are.
How you doing? Okay, goodbye.
That's only the player character gets to be Charismatic Charming. They get to pass all those sweet charisma checks. Right. Yeah.
Anti-Hero Brash and Charismatic Charming are definitely more like main character kind of thing.
Sure, yeah. So that's people don't want their companion overshadowing them.
Serious / stick up the ass.
We've got enough of that already with Paladin Dance.
So far, Paranoid and Witty Sarcastic is doing it with a couple of $5 thrown at Anti-Hero Brash and Nerdy.
Yeah. All right, we're going to let this one run for about 2 more minutes, then we'll move on to the next one. We're going to finish with the next couple pulls. We're going to finish fleshing out this companion. We want to make sure we got lots to pull from so that the writers are crafting the character you guys want. So that's I think this to me is the poll is actually a lot of fun for this because we have, when we're sitting down to make a project like this, we have what I always refer to as the blank canvas problem of you have infinite possibilities and you can let yourself get a little too crazy sometimes. Maybe you overscope it, maybe you think too big, and then you never finish. Whereas when we have these constraints, really forces some creativity and pushes you into a certain direction, and then you get to figure out how to make that fun and enjoyable for yourself and players.
Right.
So this is a lot of fun for us. Maybe it's not. Maybe not so fun for the writers. I don't know. I'm speaking for myself as the builder. Weizen Rockhanger Jaeger.
Let me ask you. $5. Where'd that go to? It's tied between Paranoid and Witty Sarcastic.
Oh, perfect.
That's an interesting combo.
Yeah. Right as we're wrapping up, get some more ties in there. Those are always fun. All right, I'm going to start.
Witty, sarcastic, and paranoid. Might as well be, because if you're witty and sarcastic too much, somebody's going to frag you. So you might as well be a little paranoid about it.
That's fair. All right, I'm going to start queuing up the next one. Let me let this one run down the clock here.
Good night there, Laura. Laura's heading off into that UK la la land.
Have a good night, Laura. Thank you for joining us. All right, so we're gonna call that one done on the archetype. So we got a tie game there between what was it, witty, sarcastic, and paranoid. Yeah. So let's shut her down. We're gonna bring up next companion's background. I'll go show you guys those here in just a second. So where do they come from? What do they do before you met them? So let's see. Refresh this guy.
Should worked at Starbucks.
They worked at Starbucks. Yeah, I don't think that one made the cut this year. Maybe next year. We got soldier/veteran, survivor/wastelander, merchant/entrepreneur, and then some new ones this year: con artist, and then hired help and mercenary.
Now, con artist might work well with a paranoid, witty.
Yeah.
Banter.
Yeah. It would also worked with the charismatic side that got the chopping block, but
right.
Yeah. I feel like have you played any con artist characters? I guess Ron Hope was a little bit.
Ron Hope was a bit of a soap salesman. Yeah. He's a man of the people, man.
Good character though. It was a good character. It was a fun.
I have people writing me all the time on social media going, dude, sorry, I had to shoot you.
I will feel that story very much felt like the Western it was trying to go for, like the barren kind of claiming land from farmers. Like it felt very, very it was a very Western storyline. I liked it.
Oh yeah.
Kez Daddy kicks it off with a 420 donation for Soldier Veteran.
Soldier Veteran who's into 420. He's just a wee bit toasty.
A little bit slow on the uptick there in the war. Jim's 1973. Sarik is the GOAT. $5 for con artist. And then Canuck 82 but donates $10 for con artist as well. So con artist, the leading one. That would be my prediction for which one's going to take it. Con artist sounds like a lot of fun. There is a con artist character in Fallout 4, a little random encounter who tries to sell you a credit card in the wasteland. Which is a pretty
that'll come in awfully handy.
all those up and coming stores taking swipes for bottle caps. Yeah, hired help mercenary. Also, that's basically McCready. He's a merc in there.
Somebody in the wasteland showing up going, "We're here to talk to you about your extended warranty."
I think that's an encounter in Starfield where they come in and try and sell you a warranty on your ship. Yeah. Zuzo with a $10.10 donation to con artist. And then Kez Daddy just going with all the fun, really having fun with the pennies. $10.69 on Soldier Veteran, taking it to $14.89. I'm glad we opened the floodgates on the pennies. I think folks are having a good time with that.
I think that's fun. It is bottle caps, really. It's toss a few tinkly bottle caps out there.
Yeah, the Alzheimer's Association is not going to be picky. They'll take your caps as well as your dollars.
Now I'm looking at our guy over there, our Crunch and
Angelo.
Yeah. And the pants always in these things tend to be a little more stretchy than you would think. Everything else rips off. Shoes rip off, shirt rips off. Pants are way stretchy. You must get those elastic kind of things.
Yeah, so lucky they learned from Bruce Banner. It's the old, gotta wear those stretchy pants.
And first time Hulk Hog came out, he was like, we need some stretchier pants.
It looks like both of them are I and Mo, like they want your chair.
Yeah, they understand. They're like, what? How do you rate?
So I've heard your story of how you came to the voice for Sheo. How did you come to the voice for Mo Cronin?
When Mo Cronin, they talked about him sitting there, I started thinking of like in my mind, they always look different than they end up looking when they're drawn.
Sure.
And I thought of like a little older Michael J. Pollard. I don't know if you know Michael J. Pollard. Remember the old Star Trek series?
Mm-hmm. Which one?
Remember the one that Kim Darby and the Grups and the young kid with the wide nose, and he was also in Bonnie and Clyde, and he was the old in Scrooged. He was like the old homeless guy who freezes to death.
Oh, I love Scrooge. That's a great holiday movie.
And Michael J. Pollard. And so I thought about that, and I started thinking about a Boston accent with him. So I started thinking about this guy, and he's running this shop, and that's where he came from. This voice, come on. I want to talk about baseball. That's the way it is. They take these swatters out there, 9 guys on the field, and they beat each other to death with it. And whoever wins, whoever survives, they're the winner. Yeah, I like my version better.
There's so many mods that have riffed on that idea and like taken the swatters to like a whole quest line because everybody's captivated. We even had one planned at one point where it was like, oh, that's such a fun idea of a bunch of guys who worship baseball and want to turn it into like the Warriors and get out there and beat each other.
Play.
Yeah, exactly. Yogi with $6.90 on the Merchant Entrepreneur. So still, we got a clear winner with Con Artist here.
Con Artist is coming through loud and clear.
And Survivor, Wastelander, and Hired Help are looking to get the axe next year. They need to be upgraded.
Mo Cronin, there's a video online. I was looking through some YouTube videos, and there was somebody hated Mo Cronin so much that they broke into his room, beat him to death with his own swatters, and then began chopping his arms and legs off. And I'm like, I feel like I got to start locking my doors.
Oh, definitely.
It went a little too far.
A little too far, yeah. That's some intense anti-fandom right there.
Yeah.
Sonic Phil with $5.69 on Con Artist, keeping that in the lead. I think. So what does that? So what was our previous one? So we've got a witty, sarcastic, paranoid con artist. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Witty, sarcastic, paranoid con artist.
Okay.
He seems like a swell guy to have around.
Yeah, yeah. I see somebody like kind of doing one of these like rubbing their hands together while they talk to you, like hey.
Listen, man. We're I got these things here, and they're really inexpensive because they're collector's items, and I think you would like it. You would like it, maybe. I hope.
Looking over his shoulder all the time. All right, that'll be so for companion. We have one more poll after this. We'll be a little bit smaller one. The next one will go pretty quick because I think it's less character driven and more background stuff that we'll be doing next. But we'll let this one run for a couple more minutes.
$700 raised so far, guys. We're getting close to 1,000 here. This is very exciting, and I thank you because every bit of this, every penny that goes to this is going to families in need. So thank you. It goes directly to the Alzheimer's Association. We never see a cent of it. It just goes to the people who need it for research, for help in their lives. And bless you for bringing light into this world.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, this is fun. It's fun to see that people come together like this, and I think you've already had a couple of successful streams already in the overall Voice of Palooza in the last few weeks. It's good to see people coming out and being generous.
Yeah, we're doing during the middle of the week here. We've got, like I said, the Oblivion Remastered on Monday. Thursday, we're going to be doing something with ESO. Friday, we're going to be doing the the Apocalypse Squares. And then Saturday or Sunday, it's going to be a live radio show. We're going to recreate one of the original Shadow radio programs.
Oh, we got Cat. Looks like Kez maybe missed the math on that one. Was going for a tie, missed it by $1. $14.90 on Soldier Veteran.
Much.
Just missed it. Somebody else can come in there and lend Kez a hand. So Soldier Veteran, $1 behind the Con Artist. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna be tuning in for the Monday one. That sounds fantastic. It's been so cool to see all the love for Oblivion after so many years. Like
Yeah, and for some people it's brand new. It's a brand new game, and it looks brand new. I've been playing it myself, and I have to tell you something here, King. Um, my all-nighters
Yeah.
used to be able to pull them a lot better 20 years ago.
Yep. Yep. I feel that. Yeah. The
Still do
whole.
it. I still do it now. Lord knows I'll still sacrifice the health for a good game, but I got to be much more careful with it these days.
It's like a gaming hangover now. Doing it. Like, yeah.
Right, right. Well, you like I'm just gonna play for half an hour, and then you hear the birds chirping outside.
Mm-hmm.
It's toast.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And now, and I know you don't have kids in the house. So we go. That's why I don't do it anymore. Is because the kids will punish me in that they don't care. They're just like, Dad, it's time to wake up. That's what I was gonna say. Now you got a dog to do that to you.
He will climb up on that couch and he will get right up in my grill.
He's not
And
letting.
recently he's been doing this thing that I don't appreciate, which is turning around and being like, "Would you like me to put my bung on your nose?" So do not.
When you're
Not.
taking a little couch nap, and he comes in and joins
Yeah,
in.
it's
Yeah.
like they come backing up. It would be nice. You should have that little truck sound, beep beep beep, as they're backing up. Give me a little warning.
It's a good thing Finn's so adorable,
He is so cute that it keeps him alive.
huh? Bending Sinister drops $10 on Con Artist to give it a nice clear lead. All right,
Sweet.
we're gonna give this one one more minute, and then we'll shift over and we'll
One
wrap
minute
up with the
remaining in
companion.
the poll.
So we're gonna have. So it looks like we're gonna have a witty, sarcastic, paranoid con artist. Man, it's a mouthful to describe these characters. And we're gonna get one more word to add to that description on the next poll. And I'll go ahead and start queuing that up while you guys are finishing in your final donations on there. Right. I feel like I need a what do you call it, like a control room guy to handle all the there's so many buttons to push to get all this stuff
I'm
switched
sorry,
over.
Captain. I'm doing the best I can.
All right, let's end background, and we're gonna shift over now to faction. So what Fallout faction do you guys want to see this companion character from? So
I'll be back to look at it in a second. In the meantime, I'm watching Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, occasionally an ad will pop up on the screen.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You're trying to see what's on the screen, and suddenly there's Jeff Goldblum with a big magnifying glass looking at you. It's like, get out of here, Jeff Goldblum.
I thought maybe I accidentally clicked the wrong button. I clicked
Oh,
the
no,
Jeff
no.
Goldblum button. All right.
Now I'm looking at a very rich cat eating temptations and being really rude, snotty, very snotty.
All right, our faction options this year are a settler, so just kind of just living that Minuteman life. Brotherhood of Steel, of course. The Institute, Minutemen, Railroad, a Vault Dweller, the Gunners, and the Triggermen. The Triggermen feels pretty appropriate for the old con artist. That could be a nice combo there.
Yeah.
I think. Let's see here, and that's our first vote, Blanco, with $10 for
Minuteman
Triggerman.
doesn't mean he's with the Minutemen. It just means he's got an ED problem.
He's a what's the is it 60-minute man? Isn't that one of the songs in Fallout?
A 60-second man.
60-second man. Yeah, exactly.
I'll be your 60-second man.
All right, Choo Choo's got a $10 donation for Vault Dweller, and then we've got Jim's 1973. Parentheses, SS2 is the best mod ever. Thank you, Jims. With $5 donation for the Railroad. The what would be the most inappropriate con artist? I feel like maybe Brotherhood would be an odd con artist.
I think he would not be very well liked in the Brotherhood, would he?
No. Triggerman taking out. Yeah, Triggerman's that's an easy combo with the con artist, which I kind of like that. I like that as we go through these polls, people can start forming in their head what the mod might look like and vote accordingly to try and push it that direction. So Anonymous, $10 more to Triggerman.
Now, the Vault Dweller, is this a Vault Dweller who's just freshly coming out? We never see the Vault Dweller from that perspective. We always are the Vault Dweller in the game coming out.
Right. All the rest of them are like they've been out for a long time. Yeah, there's not.
Yeah, we never see the guy or the gal who's just come right out of there and is green and not ready for this world.
So for them to be a con artist would be pretty impressive if they just first thing they
Well, and
do
they've been a
out of
con
all.
artist on the inside, while they're in there, they've got all their friends, they con people, they get stuff, they sell contraband inside. But now, of course, they're outside and they may be a con artist, but I would imagine being in the world makes them very paranoid.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, if you get kicked out of the vault, that fits really well. Yeah, you get kicked out for your con artist ways, and then you got to survive out in the world. Ravenswift with $10 for Railroad, and then Yorkshire DB with $5 on the Triggermen. Thank you, Raven and Yorkshire. Appreciate it. So now we've got Triggermen strongly in the lead with 25. Railroad just behind. Railroad is interesting. Oh, in fact, Railroad just took the lead. 1069 from Sonic Phil. Because Railroad you think of as, they're fighting the good fight, right? They're trying to help.
Yeah, yeah.
They're all very a bleeding heart because they want to save the robots. Institute or synths are people too, as their go-to. I don't know how I feel about that. About the now that we're getting into the realm of that in real life of like AI and
Right.
robots. I think I'm falling on the anti-railroad train for me.
Well, it depends. Did the synth take your job?
That's true. They took our jobs. Oh man, the railroad is in the lead by 69 cents. Triggerman just behind him. I really like your Vault Dweller story though. The con man in the vault. That's a good one.
Con man in the vault. When they come out of the vault, they that gives them real reason to be paranoid.
Yeah. All right, now we got 1099 more from Zuzo on Railroad. All right, people have got a vision now.
People are into the railroad idea.
The railroad con artist. Maybe he conned his way into the railroad. He's not really.
Maybe he's synth.
Oh yeah, there you go. Maybe he's a institute spy. Snuck his way into the railroad.
I'm not a con man. I've just been programmed that way.
So we've got Settler, Brotherhood, Institute, Minutemen, and Gunners, all potentially on the chopping block. Although I don't know how many of these will cut off, because some of these are just core to the blood of Fallout, where it's like if we didn't have Brotherhood as a faction option, people would riot. Like it's just a
right. Yeah.
It's part of Fallout. $16 from Choo Choo on Vault Dweller. Okay, we're selling somebody on the Vault Dweller story now. So Choo Choo's in.
Vault Dwellers moved into second place by $1. And is now $10.68 behind Railroad.
Oh, Kez Daddy coming in, also sold on the Vault Dweller idea with a $25 donation, putting it up to 51. Very nice, very nice. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing this companion character. I think it's gonna be that actually is gonna be interesting too, though. As you got to make the companion character likable, right? Like nobody wants to have the guy around if it's conning them. So the character's got to be conning your enemies, I guess.
Yeah, but also that gives you a reason for being paranoid for coming out if you got kicked out because and there's a redemption arc there. If you're a con artist in the vault and you got kicked out and you find yourself in a world of not of your own making, I could see you being still trying to be yourself, being sarcastic, being this and that, but the paranoia about what might be around the next corner is real.
Yeah.
And also a fear that I could get kicked out of something else again, or worse, I could get snuffed by just doing the things I'd done before. And seeing a fresh Vault Dweller from that angle, which we never see in the games. We never see it in the games. We are that fresh Vault Dweller leveling up.
That's true. Yeah, that could be really fun to see. There's also, later we're gonna do, because one of the things we always have in here is we get a fresh dungeon of that. Maybe the dungeon ends up going back to their vault or something. I don't know. There's options here. You guys can craft. You guys craft this. You don't have to take. Wes and I are just riffing. We're just giving ideas. You guys don't.
We're on. Hey, wouldn't this be nice?
You guys can take it wherever you want.
Here. Yeah. The Institute is not getting any love, though.
No. People are not fans of the Institute. Though when I play Fallout 4, every time I try and just play it like, how would I really do this? I'm like, I have to go Institute. They're offering me like to go like put my head back in the sand and not have to witness cannibalism and people shooting each other over a rat leg. Like put me back in. I'm going back in the Matrix if that were.
You're going to take the right color pill this time.
Yeah. I'm going back into the good life of the Institute. Mystic Rogue, $25 on Vault Dweller, really sealing that
Wow.
deal. $76 on Vault Dweller. I think we've played the good salesman here.
76.
Vault 76, very nice. Yeah, was that planned, Mystic? Good job, if so. All right, we'll let this run one. We'll give this one the 1 minute timer because we got
1 minute. 1 minute remaining. Give
plenty
a pull.
still to get through. So I don't want to drag it out too long because, as you said, these long gamer nights you pay for anymore. Next up, we're going to vote on the player home. Eleonora's coming in to do her thing, make a cool house for the players. So you're going to get a companion as well as a new place to call home.
Nice.
Somewhere to stash all your loot and such.
It's always good to have a place to stash your loot.
It is. It's actually one of the things I really liked about Fallout 4. It really hooked me with the game. Is not only the player home, you get to build it yourself, right? You always get to add some decoration and really took it to the next level after some of the other games. Like the player home was more just like a series of containers and a bed, and now it's like, oh, now I can put whatever I want on here. All right, so we're gonna start off
with that companion there. Could be male or female.
That's true. Yeah, we could go either way with that one. We haven't decided. I think we leave that up to the writers. Okay, next up, we're gonna start off with the location. Where are we gonna stash this player home? So our options are the one of the cities. So it could be Diamond City or Good Neighbor. The Glowing Sea. Kind of a rough neighborhood for a player home.
Yeah, I hope you got a little what am I thinking?
Radaway.
Little Radaway.
Yeah.
Yeah, get yourself some corn to the stock.
Old diner. A houseboat. A houseboat's very interesting. I don't think I've ever seen a houseboat. A train car. Quarry. That one's one of my cheaters I had to test with. So Quarry got a free $5 donation on it. A private vault. Maybe that plays into our Vault Dweller story.
That nobody else is in.
Yeah, maybe the Vault Dweller con artist came out and you get to take his vault. We've got a cave, and then an old TV station / newsroom. So there's what we're voting for. We're up to
Very interesting.
We're up to $864. So closing in quick on that $1,000 mark. Thank you guys. Now, where would you like to live in the wasteland, Wes? If you had to pick one of those.
The old diner, I would say, is interesting, but they normally have the busted out windows, so it's very airy. A train car might be interesting, but then again, those are very cramped.
Yeah.
The private vault or the TV newsroom, I think, are interesting.
Yeah. Private vault probably has the best amenities of any of those.
Yeah.
The old diner, I was gonna say, I'd also probably want to avoid because I bet they have a killer rad roach problem there. Those things have just been just chilling for 200 years waiting. I Am Words 2D starts us off with a $5 donation on the Glowing Sea to tie it with the Quarry, with my cheater vote.
I Am Words wants to roast somebody's nuggets.
It's you got to be come in your power armor if you want to live in the Glowing Sea. All right, Houseboat with $5.69, taking the lead by just a slim margin there from Sonic Phil. Thank you, Phil, for the donation.
Got some of those three-eyed fish under there.
Yeah. The what's that fish? Blinky, I think it is, because they gave it a name in Simpsons. I might be wrong on that. I haven't watched Simpsons in ages. It's still going. It's crazy that show's still going. Let's see. Alexander says, King Gath, we vote for City. Would you guys make it compatible to bigger mods like DC Expansion? That'd be an Eleonora question. That would be she would that would be a challenge. So I'm gonna guess she'll say no, but you can ask her on her stream when she does it. Because making all the mods compatible with each other is really, really difficult. We try though.
With the short period of time you have to work with.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the other aspect of it. We're trying to cram it all in a tiny little bit of time. Private Vault takes it by 1 penny, thanks to Ravenswift with $5.70 donation.
Hey, if you can get a private vault for 1 penny, go for it.
I mean, yeah, you're winning. You're winning there. Who turns down that? Oh, Old Diner and TV Newsroom or TV Station Newsroom took each a $10 donation. One from Daniel Moore, the other from Canuck82. Thank you guys both.
Thank you.
They're very excited about the busted windows and the giant rad roach infestation, apparently.
Yeah, you sold that well.
Maybe a pet rad roach. That's what you get for living in the old diner.
Ah, and Laura asked if we liked the Fallout show. I liked it very much. I thought they did a great job at getting the feel.
Yeah.
And I know when they went to Philly and they went into vats, I was thrilled.
Yeah, I dug it as well. I really feel like Lucy really captured that, like what it would be like for a Vault Dweller to come out and like just have to deal with this hellscape, right? Of like,
Right?
all right, Jim's 1973 with Eleonora is awesome. $5 donation to TV station newsroom. So that is our current leader at $15. Yorkshire DB with another $5 in private vault, putting that in second place.
I would imagine that the TV newsroom would come in really handy for the conspiracy theorist.
Put a so he has all the cameras to let him know when people are coming into his
Yeah, not
in his
only that, he
place.
probably is trying to hook himself up with some kind of a wasteland podcast. We'll do it live.
Stabby voted TV station newsroom at $10. And then Restless Renaissance 163 with $1.23, 123 on the old diner. So $25 taking the lead on the TV station. Sonic Phil with a 1076 donation on Houseboat. Putting that in the lead, 26.45 on Houseboat, because Rain just followed it up with a $10 donation. Houseboat now in the lead, just barely over TV
We're on a
newsroom.
boat, y'all. On a boat, y'all.
Good old Lonely Island. I don't think I've seen a Fallout houseboat. Have you? I can't think of one.
No, I don't think so. And it would be the waters that would be in would be probably pretty dangerous, I would imagine.
Pretty dangerous. Yeah, I just played it recently. I have an ongoing playthrough on my YouTube channel for years, and was doing a deep dive for a quest, and I was like, it would be really cool if they put like some Cthulhu level giant monsters under here. It'd be pretty fun.
Yeah.
But for now, we've just got we got some
A
crabs.
wasteland version of Hermes Mora under there. All the eyes and tentacles.
Yeah, the first time I played Dragonborn, which was actually not that long ago. Somehow I had missed that DLC until like the last 2 years. Getting transported into Hermaeus Mora's realm was like, whoa, they went all out for this. That's pretty wild in there.
You are Dragonborn.
Now, because you did a lot of Hermaeus Mora in, I think it was the latest ESO expansion, right?
Yeah, I did it in Necrom and Gold Road.
Necroman Gold Road. Yeah. Have you evolved the voice over the years? Like, have you?
Well, yeah, and I worked with the director D.B. Cooper to try to streamline him a little bit so that he could speak faster.
Right.
Because there was so much lore we had to get through in ESO, and we had the luxury of giving him so slow that you wanted to gnaw your leg off to get away in Dragonborn, but not so much in the ESO version. So we kept the essence of who he was,
Sure.
and lost some of the affectations, but kept him very similar.
Sure.
And it was cool. It was a cool dance that we did, DB and I.
Yeah, it's also interesting. Like I've talked to our director about that, about the speed of things, of like that. There's a bit of an impatience in players now compared to 15 years ago, where you can like you got to get to the point a little faster. People have so much media to consume now that you got to speed it all along a little bit more.
My favorite character in Gold Road, though, wasn't Hermaeus.
Oh, really?
Johannes Verlaine, who was the father in the Netch quest, who had died and left regrets about his son that he left behind, and was given a chance to try to make amends. And that one was very emotional.
ESO is something I need to give it another shot. I played it launch day, and I came in with like, I'm hoping this is Skyrim too, and it's just very much not. But they have so much story now. I mean, they've covered all of the continents.
It's very different than what it was to begin with.
Sure. It's changed.
Well, here's the thing. When they first started it, the people who started ESO were trying to make it not like Skyrim and not like Oblivion and not like these things. And people were turned off.
Yeah.
And so they went back and said, what is it? Then they came back to the folks at the main studios and said, we're having issues. And the main studio said, well, let's all get back in and get on the same page, and made it more like what people expect.
Yeah.
And it just started really taking off. And I think a lot of that happened with Fallout 76 as well. And then once the communities come in and start building stuff around it,
Yeah.
you have people around the world who are actually enjoying both of those games.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Because I spent a lot of time in World of Warcraft and then later Destiny, and it was always about the community. It was always about like getting together with the same
It is
group all
about
the
the community.
time. Yeah, and you just need something fun in the background. Like that's almost like a secondary piece of it. Is so it's good to see that they found success with it because I know a lot of people who are just adore ESO. Always happy to see that franchise stick around. I want to see more and more of it. Like, I mean, we're all chomping at the bit for Tez 6, but we got to give Todd and friends time. They need time to cook.
Let them cook. Let them
Indeed.
cook. And in this case, it's like guys like Matt Fryer and Rich Lampert and Jonathan down in Austin. These guys making some of this stuff happen, and they've got guys who are doing writing now who used to be original Dungeons and Dragons guys. So lots of fun, lots of fun. When we went out, I guess it's been a year and a half now, maybe a little longer,
Okay.
about a year and a half, when we went out and did a thing in Amsterdam, and they basically recreated the world of Tamriel and all of that in the middle of a big warehouse in the middle of Amsterdam. So we went out there. It was like we were in another world to be in Amsterdam and then stepping through those doors into yet another world. So we're going between portal and portal. It was amazing.
That's fun. That's fun. I love all the crazy marketing stunts people do these days. It's really fun. All right. So while we were talking there, I shifted over to the next one. So Houseboat took the win on location. Now we're moving on to theme. So for the theme options today, we have a fortified bunker, a cozy home, a modern apartment, survivalist, former store, bar/club, and raider hideout. And so these are like kind of the idea that would be merged with the houseboat, right? So it would be like a houseboat that's fortified, like it's their bunker, or a houseboat that's made into a little cozy home. Houseboat made into a modern apartment would be very interesting. You're gonna get some nice clean lines and fancy retro sci-fi furniture.
Former bar club on this might be a cool thing too.
Party boat.
Party boat.
Yeah. The former store, I guess you could have a former store. You can have it's like some traveling merchant was going down the rivers of the Boston area and selling wares to folks. But yeah, this is a player home, so this doesn't necessarily have to be the companion's home, because I know last year that's what we did. We had like you found the companion at the home. We don't necessarily have to do that. We don't. The writers will probably want to get creative, going to change it up, do something a little bit different this time. So I'm actually, because we are going a little bit long, I'm going to actually start a second one at the same time, because we still have a fair amount to get through, and we don't want to keep everybody up all night long. So I'm also going to start up extra accommodations. So when you guys go in to vote, this will be there. It's just not going to be on the screen right now, but you will see it as an option when you go to actually vote. So feel free to vote for either of those. I will pop over and bring up the extra accommodations as well. And we're going to start doing that with the rest of these. We'll do a couple at a time so that we can get through them a little faster. So we've got player home. You have the theme to choose from, and then the accommodations. And the accommodations, you can't see them on screen, but you will see them when you go to donate. Here are your options for that. Robot butler, power armor display room, a training ground/gym, a Nuka-Cola collection, like a place for you to put all the different Nuka-Cola bottles you collect, and a pet. So those will be like extra little things that there'll be a section of your player home built for. Really interesting to see how Eleonora crams a gym onto a houseboat that's themed after a party. But
I was thinking bar club at first. You're talking about, a robot butler. I thought, oh, someone's serving. And then you said you got a Nuka-Cola collection. I thought, oh, that would look great. Oh, then you said pet. And I'm like, oh, yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot of cool things there.
yeah, have a pet on your houseboat. Why not? All right, so we got a robot butler vote. Okay, good. I can see the votes even though we can't see the chart. So robot butler takes a $10 donation from Choo Choo. Sonic Phil with 513 on survivalist. So guys, we have, after this one, we're going to be voting on dungeon, armor, and weapon. We're going to say, let's give each of those, I'll give them about, I don't know, we'll say 6-7 minutes. So then we should be wrapping up around 11:30. How's that sound?
It's cool.
Okay. All right. Kez Daddy, 269 on Raider Hideout. So right now we're looking at a survivalist themed houseboat with a robot butler. So we're gonna have the houseboat thing. I'm really excited about the houseboat. I really liked last year. Thank you for the subscribe, Eduardo Ferrero. I really liked last year's treehouse. That was really unique. I think this houseboat will be unique as well. I can't think of one. There might be a mod out there that I'm just not thinking of, but I can't think of one being done before. Sonic Phil votes for a pet over in the extra accommodations. So pet and robot butler both have some votes over there. So you guys have, we'll give this. So this one's going to get about 3-4 more minutes on the player home option. So here's your chance to guide Eleonora into the kind of stuff she's going to build. She absolutely streams all of her stuff. So on the 28th and 29th, you'll be able to watch her build this player home, and if you've got some more disposable income you can throw at the cause. We'll obviously be taking donations that whole weekend while we're grinding it out. It's a pleasure to watch. Like I said, I really liked watching you record. It's just fun to watch artists work in general. It's really fun.
I do enjoy it.
It's cool to see their their thought process of getting through it, like why they put certain things in certain places. It's really interesting. Bar Club takes an anonymous $10 donation. And Jim's 1973 says, Watchtower saved Starfield. Thank you. Bar Club gets a $5 donation. So you're selling Bar Club hard. They're into the party boat. Everybody wants the party boat.
Well, I'm on a boat, man. I'm on a.
Don't you ever forget. All right. Next, we've got a $10 donation for for Bar Club, another one. So Bar Club fully in the lead at 25. Jasmine votes for Robot Butler for another $10. So we've got Robot Butler at a houseboat that's themed after a bar and club. Blanco with Robot.
And here's the thing: a Robot Butler can also be your pet.
That's true. It's kind of like a pet, yeah. It would be. Which you do the Protectrons, right?
The Protectron robot
Can have your own Wes Johnson robot butler. What are the other bots? We've got Mr. Handy. Oh, Mr. Handy is the obvious.
A nice, refreshing Nuka-Cola.
Yeah, that would be way more fun. I think like the obvious is to go the Mr. Handy because they're the butlers in the universe, but it might be more fun to do a Protectron. It'd be more interesting, and won't.
You can put a nice bow tie on a Protectron.
I could absolutely see a Protectron at like a black tie affair. I could see that. That fits.
He also doubles as the bouncer.
Yes, definitely would be the bouncer. Jim's 1973 Maximum Crab $5 donation for a pet. So we've got definitely Robot Butler winning, but Pet's just a little bit behind it. All right, we're gonna give this one the 1 minute countdown.
Guys, thank you so much.
Yeah, you guys rock. All right, I'm queuing up the next round. You guys are on your 1 minute countdown now for the player home. So get those last donations in to lock that one down.
Heck, we do have a Protectron. I can give you an extra Protectron voicer in it too. Yeah.
There we go. All right, let's see here. Okay, so I'm going to change the one on screen while you guys wrap up that last one. We're next going to be voting on the dungeon. So what it is, where are we going to take the story on a little adventure? We're going to make sure you guys have something fun to do, not just talk to people, but also go somewhere and kill some bad guys. So so it looks like Robot Butler and the Bar Club took it down for the player home. That's set in Houseboat. Now we're going to do two. I've got two polls for the dungeon. The one that you guys can see on screen right now is the general setting. So this is not the player home. This is and Choo Choo with a Robot Butler donation, I think came in the last second there. Dungeon setting. So this is the dungeon. Our story at some point is going to send you to a dungeon. So your options for this setting are vault, the subway/sewers, an office or apartment building, a factory, a cave, a warehouse, or a server farm. So big old computer space. And then I
Was
have
that a Subway sandwich shop in the
so
sewer?
yeah, the Subway sandwich shop. Are you guys gonna, if you want to get your $5 footlong on, vote for this one? And then I have a second poll, which you'll see on the donation screen, but it's not on the stream right now, and that's your enemy type. So this time we have ghouls, mirelurks, gunners, raiders, robots, super mutants, and then we've got one wild card one at the end, settlers, and I added in quotes mean ones. So some angry group of settlers, presumably. I'm not going to have you just murder hobo random poor settlers, since most people tend to play the good guy. All right, so we've got a $25 donation right off the bat from Choo Choo for robots as the enemy type. Jim's 1973 says, "This is going so fast. Yeah, we gotta keep it moving. We don't want to be up all night long. As we heard.
That's right, guys. So get out your money and throw it up the stage as if we were dancing for you.
That's right. We got Server Farm from Jim's 1973, and then Yorkshire DB votes for Mean Settlers with a $10 donation. I cannot wait to see how all of this stuff gets incorporated. I really appreciate that everybody in the audience wants to come up with the most absurd combination of things to really push the artists and writers to their limit. I think that's the best part of this. Thank you guys.
I wonder if we could get Mike Rawson for the ghouls.
Ooh, that can be fun. Yeah, for a lot of this stuff. So for a lot of the voices, we try as much as possible to repurpose the vanilla lines. Like, so from, like obviously like getting Courtney and Brian involved for the player would be really cool, but they're very busy folks. And the player lines, there's a lot to choose from already. So we can get a lot of like hellos and things like that for them. But yeah, the ghouls. I guess, wait, did he do like the nice ghoul, like the ghouls you talk to, or did he do all the like the
He did all
zombie
the
sounds?
ghouls. Fallout 3. He was every ghoul. He was Gob. He was all the ghouls that you run into left and right.
Yeah.
Of course, I was the tracker yokels.
That's awesome. There was a lot of those guys. I just saw a whole bunch of things pass by here. Sorry, guys, I'm a little slow on these donations. Green Voxel voted Mean Settlers. Green Voxel is actually going to be one of the dungeon designers, so he's voting for his own work. Polished Breeze 151, $10 on Subway Sewers. Jim's 1973, making it rainish for Wes. $5 donation on robots for the enemy type. Sonicville with 518. Voting for Factory. So right now we're looking at robot enemy, or is it going to be, hold on, I can't see the results of that one right now on the settlers. I think it might be Mean Settlers in the subway/sewers. I'd be pretty mean if I was living in the sewers too, I guess. Let's see here. Let me try to see if I can find out what the...
A lot of chafing in the sewers.
Let's see here. All right, I am trying to bring up the poll on my screen so that I can see that as well. All right, I'm going to swap it, which one's on screen, just so folks can see where we're at with this one. All right, so yeah, it looks like Robots has a clear advantage, $30 over Mean Settlers at $20. But I'm going to swap the one that's on screen for a little bit. You guys can see, oops, wrong button. There we go. That should refresh in just a second. There we go. Now we can see robots up there. So we have got robots happening in the subway sewer so far. So we're going to give this one another 2 minutes. We'll move on to the next group. The last two groups, I think, are favorites of folks with mods, and that is new equipment. People really loved getting new equipment mods, so we're going to do those ones next. We can actually, I have been speeding it along a little bit through this, so we can actually spend a few extra minutes on the equipment, so you guys can really formulate what kind of stuff you want to get. Daniel Moore with a $10 donation for office/apartment building, so that's going to be probably just behind the sewers now. Thank you guys again for these donations. You said we just passed 1,000, right, Wes?
Yeah, we passed 1,000. We're at 1,101 right now. Thank you, Daniel Moore, for that. And office buildings don't have nearly as many rad roaches as the sewers. It depends on what you're looking for, I guess. Actually, there are some apartment buildings that have more.
That's true.
There's Wonder what the roach motels look like in the wasteland.
Very large, very large. Green Voxel with a $10 donation for subway sewers, really pushing for to stay in the sewers. Jim's 1973 says sewers lame with a $10 donation for the server farm. He's throwing
Oh,
down.
just to remind you there, Jim, the sewers are not in scratch and sniff, so it's not as lame as you would think.
Let's see here. Let's swap it back again. I'm liking the battling we got going on. Let's switch which one you guys can see again. It would be nice if I had a button. I'm gonna look into this. We're doing a lot of learning as we go through this year by year. Like Gopher and I were discussing how we're gonna do make sure that we can do our stream on the last day where you get to poke fun at the playthrough. Make sure that goes a little smoother so that because I really love the you ripping on his play is a lot of fun. All right, so we got the dungeon setting back up there, so we can see subway sewers at $20. Server farm just behind it. So
Now tell me about the server farm because the sewers give you an opportunity to have like darkness and light and wet and things jumping out at you in the middle of it and scaring you. What does the server farm got going for it?
I mean, I guess you could have things jump out from behind the computers. It's going to be a big giant warehouse full of rows of computers. It would be server farm. Although I mean, it's a Fallout server farm, so maybe it's got a big Robo Brain in the center of it or something.
Hmm.
You could get creative with it. Fallout, you can kind of get wacky with any of these ideas and flex them a little bit. But
So basically what we're looking at here now is Stinky versus the Brain.
right, Stinky and the Brain. Oh, Jim's 1973 said, "Made me do this $50 donation on server farm." He wants to close the door on that. So thank you, Jim's 1973. Appreciate you. All right, with that, we're going to call that one locked in on the dungeon, and we're going to move over next to armor. So those of you guys who have been playing Fallout 4 for a long time, especially modded, you will know the name Nero. He has made some of the most interesting pieces of armor and some weapons for Fallout 4, and he is coming out of pseudo-retirement to come back and join our circus once more. So we're going to put up there the voting for the armor type and armor style, and I'll read off the different types available for that and get one of those on screen in just a moment. But those should be available already in your donations. So if you guys want to pop on and start voting for the type of armor you want to be in. When we say armor, we mean some sort of thing you equip to your character that's not a weapon. So it could be a clothing. It could be something like maybe a combination of accessories. In fact, that is your poll that you're going to about to see. So you're going to choose between clothing, armor, or a series of accessories. So accessories might be like a backpack or hat or maybe an eye patch or things like that.
Steel cod plate.
Cod piece. Yeah, you got to have your cod piece. Let's see here. Let's get that one up on screen. So this one, that's going to determine kind of the broad strokes of it. And then the other poll has the style. So this is going to be, what it is. And then the style of it, you have a few options. You got futuristic / 50s sci-fi, modern realistic, customized vault suit, steampunk, or alien, which would be in Fallout terms Zetan or Zetan or Zayton. I actually don't know how you say that aloud. I feel like I just see it written a lot, but alien style. So Fallout aliens for the style. Okay, we got a whole bunch of votes coming in real fast. Choo-Choo won with alien on the armor style. Xanth won, votes donates $10 toward the armor as the type. Kez Daddy votes futuristic 50s sci-fi with $5.69 donation. Canuck82 with a $5 donation pushing toward clothing. So right now we're looking at some alien armor. Would be our alien style armor. What is your favorite go-to gear, Wes? When you play Fallout, are you a stealthy guy? Are you a run in and punch people? How do you play Fallout?
I love the big armor pieces.
The big armor. Yeah.
Whenever I play the game, I want something that's like huge and disastrous. I mean, when I play Skyrim, I'm the guy who's running around with long swords, and that's the thing. That's what you're trying to you want to do.
Get in there and beat down.
Yeah, you get beat down in life every day. So when you come into a game, you want to be invincible. So I put on that big thing of armor, and then I
Nice.
come in and I make everybody pay.
Zuzo with $10 toward Alien. Yorkshire DB with $5 toward clothing, which means we're now tied on armor and clothing. I don't know how we'll do with a tie on the type because I don't think they have time to make two things. So we're gonna need to make sure we break the tie. If I have to, I'll break the tie myself. Xanth with $25 on modern realistic, pushing the style in a very different direction. Polished Breeze with $5 back toward armor. I'm gonna switch up. I think the type. We're gonna switch what you guys see on camera here in just a second. Of course, I'm not closing these out. We're going to let this one run for another 5 minutes. So let's go to switch it so you guys can see armor style on camera. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the power armor in Fallout 4, especially. It's a lot of fun. The being able to customize your bits and make it however you want. I've often wanted to do, and somebody showed a video of it recently of get into power armor and do fist weapons and just run around and punch Deathclaws to death. That sounds like a lot of fun. Polished Breeze 151, the $5 donation toward the customized vault suit. But modern realistic, oh, actually Alien is in the lead. So we've got Alien themed armor right now is our winner with modern realistic just behind it. The modern realistic is a bit of a community divide. So like in canon, thanks to New Vegas and the older Fallouts, the modern, kind of like AK-47s or like an M16, like all that stuff is canon in Fallout. But Bethesda has taken it more recently into the direction of like crazy, art style. Like they just kind of go more into the pseudo-realistic, futuristic, sci-fi vibe of things. So I know there's a divide of tastes about what people want to see, but modern realistic is very popular in the modding space. People love those weaponry, especially like that. Now, personally, I am a shotgun guy. I like to run around, get up close, and end my enemies in a single go. Yeah, I mean, well, it's usually like 3 or 4 shots because the first 3 or 4 miss, or the first 3 miss, but I try really hard.
So the modern realistic and the alien Zeton are pretty much the ones that are taking it right now.
Yeah.
But tell me a bit about the alien Zeton.
So the alien style, I think, is where you can get kind of creative with it because we have one piece of alien gear in the game, but you can't wear it as a player, and it's like the little stereotype 1950s like space Martian suit. So that could be fun to have a player version, a player take on that idea. I think the 50s like classic view of an alien is a lot of fun. Let's see, we got modern realistic. Ties it up, Yorkshire DB with a $5 donation. And then Jim's 1973 says, Nero does great work. $5 donation on clothing. So are we tied between clothing and armor? I can't see that poll actively. I'll switch it back in just a minute. Daniel Moore with a $10.01 donation. Daniel, you didn't select a poll category, but we thank you for your donation anyway.
Thank you, Daniel.
All right, we're going to go ahead and swap this back on screen here. So it looks like armor. Clearly the winner with $10 or $25. I'm sorry, because Breadbeer just dropped $10. That's what I meant to say. So armor now is taking the lead. Actually, I'm going to look at. I can see both now. Okay, perfect. So you guys can see the armor style. I can see the armor type, so we can talk about both of them. I'm gonna let this go for about. We'll say this is your 1 minute. 1 minute countdown, guys.
1 minute. 1 minute remaining in the poll.
So we've got armor with either. So if it ties, because these are such violently different types, it'll be up to Nero to decide which ones. That's going to be, I don't know that he would be able to mesh those. He might be up for the challenge though. I know our writers have said they will make it work, whatever combination. I have not gotten that same commitment from our artists because it's all to do a full piece of 3D, especially clothing and armor, which they have to rig it up to work with your different body types. Doing that in 2 days Nero has got the hardest job by far. That is a big challenge to pull that off in time. Alien Zeton gets another $5.07 donation from Sonic Phil, pushing that in the lead. And then it looks like,
realistic.
Modern Realistic takes it back. Jim's 1973 says, whoa, this is a lot. $10 donation on Modern Realistic. Anonymous with $6 on Modern Realistic. Choo Choo won with $10 back on Aliens.
Back and forth. This is a slugfest.
I like it. I like it. Keep helping the Alzheimer's Association, guys. That's what we're here for.
Absolutely. Every vote towards what you want gets somebody out there what they need.
That's right. This is gonna be a good one. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun with this year. It's a fun challenge for us on the design side to see what we can pull off in such a short amount of time. Wes, I'm glad you were able to join us again. You had a rough January, but you pulled through, and you get to
actually
keep
died in January.
Technically died, yeah, but
I technically died. They had to bring me back. I was in a coma for 4 days, on a intubated for 4 days, dialysis because all my organs shut down. So they had dialysis for about 3 days and several blood transfusions and antibiotics out the wazoo. And they ended up bringing me back. And basically what it was malnutrition. I had a colonoscopy a year ago that they messed up, caused me liver shock and an intussusception, and then I stopped absorbing nutrients. So everything I was eating, I was getting 5% of, and I dropped from 175 down to 127.
That's crazy.
And
well, we're glad you survived, man.
if they hadn't found me within the half an hour of when they found me, I wouldn't be here with you today.
It's fate. You made it. You're here to keep carrying the torch.
What was really cool is that everybody who wrote sent me notes. I heard from so many people across the world. It was kind of very emotional, very overwhelming, and it was kind of like my George Bailey moment, you know? You never know what the kind of things people say if you don't make it.
Yeah.
And I got a chance to hear them and talk to them and be able to visit everybody and thank them now in person when I get a chance to get around. I'm really blessed, and to be here with you guys here today and to be able to help and give back to the Alzheimer's Association, because I was at their national seminar and I was their main speaker. And when I basically died in the hotel room, they called my family. They reached out to my family. The doctors told them I wasn't going to make it. They had Alzheimer's Association people were there in my room 24/7. Somebody was always there with me while I was in a coma until my family arrived. And then they put my family up in the same hotel room I was in for the entire time I was in the hospital, and even got extra rooms for my brothers and sisters to come down and see me because they thought
That's amazing.
it might be the end. But that's the kind of wonderful people that we're dealing with the Alzheimer's Association.
Yeah,
They help people with Alzheimer's, but here's the big thing, guys. They help people. They bring the light, and you guys are helping bring the light. So bless y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Amazing. Yeah, it's crazy how close you were there. But I guess now you got some Jesus in you, right? And come back from the dead.
Yeah, this is like it's like a second chance kind of thing, and you look at life a lot differently, you know?
For sure. I cannot imagine. But we're glad that you're here. I'm sure the Alzheimer's Association is glad, because you're bringing a lot of important eyeballs onto this horrible disease. We have a whole bunch of donations to call out.
We help spread light. That's what we all do, right?
Yeah, that's what the Longest Day campaign was all about, right? Bring the light on the longest day.
Right.
My kid loves my T-shirt because it says "Today is the day we fight," and he's a little warrior. He just loves it.
All right.
So we've got a whole bunch of donations that I wrote down while they were zipping past. So for Zeaton, we've got some from Wise. I'm sorry, I've just destroyed your name. I know it has Jaeger in it from my days drinking Jägermeister. We've got Choo Choo, Kez Daddy, Mystic, Sonic Phil, another from Mystic, all donating for Alien Zeaton. And then Jim's 1973 and Kez Daddy fighting the good fight over modern. Now, I can barely see that.
Very nice, Jim saying he's happy I'm still here. I'm happy you're here too, Jim. Thank you, pal.
So it looks like alien armor is what we're ending on. So we're gonna move over to our final set of pulls for the night, and then we're gonna wrap her up. So next we're gonna do the weapon type. So Nihur.
We're getting close to $1,500, by the way, guys.
Oh, that's fantastic. So I'm putting up the weapon stuff right now. So you're going to choose the weapon type, weapon projectile, and weapon style. Those are all active now for you guys to donate to. I'm going to update the visuals on the stream in just a moment here. And we're going to figure out what Nihar is going to make. Nihar has made many a great weapon. And he's done this before himself. He does polls on his YouTube channel all the time where he has people vote for what kind of thing he's going to make. So we're going to vote on what kind of weapon. We're going to do a pistol, a shotgun, a rifle, or a melee. And then we're also going to vote the style. So you can kind of vote the art style and then the projectile. So you want it to be a plasma weapon, a flame weapon, a ballistic weapon, etc. So first up here, we're going to show on screen, we've got the weapon type showing. That's the broad category. Choo Choo's got $25 donation for gauze, likes the gauze weapons. What are your favorite guns, Wes, in Fallout?
I like the ones that you can you put like a bunch of teddy bears in.
Oh, the junk jet. Yeah. Should have done junk. I didn't even think about that as a type. That's got to be on there next year. Projectile junk type as a projectile. I wonder if he can. That'll be interesting, especially if he had to do something crazy like a pistol that shoots teddy bears. Like that could be.
Yeah, man.
That could be wild. Yorkshire DB, another $10 for gauze. That's a good starting gauze.
See, weapon projectile could be that type of weapon.
Explosive takes a $10 donation from Sonic Phil. People are very into their projectiles. They immediately went for that one. But you guys can. There are 3 polls up right now. There's also style. Let me read off the options for that. So the styles for the weapon they can be a classic Fallout, which is like the metal and wood combination, a futuristic sci-fi like the retro sci-fi look, modern realistic. So if you're into the Call of Duty style, and then again we've got Alien making another appearance. So we could have another battle of modern realistic versus Alien Zayton. Maybe that happens. Maybe we get that twice in a row. All right, now we've got some weapon types. Totally Not King Gath donates $10 for shotgun.
Is that true?
It's definitely not me. I will let you guys know. I'll put my name up there when I donate. And I do love a shotgun.
I have a couple times already, but you don't know what my name is.
Ah, there we go. It's the one. Are you Jim's 1973 saying I love Wes?
Yeah, that would just be wrong.
No, I know Jim's. He's been around in the community for a long time. Alexander 123 on rifle. Xanth donates $5 on rifle. So we're now at shotgun is in the lead. All right, I'm going to switch up what you guys see on screen. Let's put the weapon style up. Let's get some love for the art because right now, I believe it's 0 across the board on the art. So anybody can take it. Anybody can decide what kind of vibe we get for our weapon here. Let's see. We got another $5 donation from Jim's. Absolutely not Wes Johnson. Jim says Nihar is incredible. Agreed. Nihar rocks. $5 donation. Anonymous throws $10 at pistol. Xanth throws $5 at rifle, and Yorkshire DB does the same.
Futuristic sci-fi, not getting much love. Those are always cool weapons.
They are. I'm a big fan of those. I think the modern realistic. I think because I see it so much in like the Call of Duties and stuff that seeing the unique, the retro sci-fi stuff from Fallout is a breath of fresh air in the first-person shooter space. All right, rifle is in the lead with 1623. Alexander votes $1.23 on classic Fallout metal wood. So that, Alexander, you take it, no problem right now. That's a least popular category. People are really into the projectile and the weapon type right now. The projectile gauze just ran away with it right from the get-go, $35. All right, futuristic sci-fi. Polished Breeze 151 donates $10 toward that. Thank you, Polished Breeze. I'd appreciate it from a player standpoint. I love that art style. Xanth with the $1.50 on modern realistic. Let's see if we're going to end up with the modern versus alien throwdown again. Although right now, futuristic sci-fi with clear lead on $10. Guys, this is our last poll for the night. We're going to let this go for 5-6 minutes. We'll see how we end up. Sonic Phil with 420 on Alien. Jim's 1973 says, thank you, King Gath and West. Thank you, Jims. You've been very generous this evening. $5 donation on Ballistic, excuse me. Choo Choo with another $10 on Alien. Starting that war of Alien versus everything else. Big fans of the Alien style. I think it's because we don't see it much. We don't see a lot of Alien style things. Raven with $2 toward pistol. Thank you, Raven. All right, so right now we're looking at a alien rifle with gauze projectiles. So an alien gauze rifle. That could be fun. That could be fun. I think the most popular playstyle in all Bethesda games is the stealth archer, or in Fallout it would be the stealth sniper. So a rifle would make a lot of people happy. All right, we got Yorkshire with a $5 donation on futuristic sci-fi. Jim's 1973 again, so generous, man. Love to everyone. $5 donation. Polish Breeze 151 with $1.23 toward futuristic sci-fi. So we're looking clearly at the gauze on the projectile. The rifle's still in the lead by a little bit. If somebody wanted to make it a pistol or shotgun, wouldn't take much. Weapon style is alien by a lot at 39 versus 21 on future sci-fi, because Choo Choo just dropped $25 on alien. Thank you, Choo Choo. I'm seeing your name pop up a lot. Very generous. We are at $1,400 raised, Wes. It's a good little...
Nice. We're getting close. We're getting close to that 1,500.
Yeah.
We are 1,551.
Very nice. Very nice. That is a good little start for this charity, because we've got at least 4 more streams around this. Well, a lot more if you count all the individual streamers. So on the end of the month, when we actually build this, guys, if you go to simsettlements.com/charity, you can see it right now. We got a grid full of people that will be streaming. So you'll be able to go to that website, see who's streaming the different elements of the mod, and click on any of them and watch them live. So you can kind of jump around and see different elements and see it all come together. It'll be the writing will be the only thing we do in advance, because obviously writing a good story while trying to build it would be pretty terrible. It would come out pretty terrible. It would have to be all improv. So we're gonna write it in advance, but all the actual building, the art, the music, all of that's gonna be done live. I guess the one thing we're cheating is we're having you record in advance, Wes. But I think that's gonna be a lot of fun in itself. Just Friday afternoon, getting together, watch you do your magic. All right, Raven's got $5 on pistol. Neher coming in, the artist of this weapon, with a $10 donation on classic Fallout metal and wood. So right now we are looking at, what do we got here? We've got a pistol, barely winning over rifle. Pistol, rifle, neck and neck. Pistol, a gauze pistol in alien style. All right, we've got Polish Breeze 151 with a $3.80 donation on Alien Zeton. So Alien's still firmly in the lead on the style. The type still up in the air. I think somebody could switch that over. I think projectile and style look like they're pretty well locked, unless somebody's been pocketing a big last-second donation here, which we won't turn down, guys.
Oh yeah, if you've been pocketing it, now's the time to whip it out.
Right, we're closing up shop in just a couple of minutes here, guys.
As they say in that movie, excuse me while I whip this out.
Speaking of Mel Brooks movies, did you see Spaceballs 2 was just announced?
I know, and Rick Moranis is making his comeback.
That's amazing. I played a Rick Moranis song the other day. And I was like, there's no way you'll guess who this is. And she just rattled off a bunch of country singers. And it was like, nope. It is Rick Moranis of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids fame.
He's just wonderful, and I'm glad that he's coming back. I know he did a lot of voice work and stuff, but it's things that he could stay close to home with his kids after his wife had passed away.
Yeah.
And he's a good man. But now, you know what? All the kids have grown. They've moved out. And go out and have yourself a good time, sir.
Agreed. Alexander with $1.23 on rifle. Anonymous with a $5 on pistol. So let's double check where we are. So pistol's still in the lead. Rifle just behind it. We're going to give the 1-minute warning, guys, on all of these polls here. So right now we are looking at a alien gauze pistol.
And we're about $24 short of hitting $1,600.
Oh, that'd be a good way to end it. I'm on the cusp. Seeing the shotgun not be the winner. It's got my donation finger itching. I think I want to go in there and sneak a last minute one in if I can find the link.
Why, it's just there in the chat.
That's right. I can also go to click on the donate button at the top of Sim Settlements charity, simsettlements.com/charity. Let's go ahead and let's drop my own donation there. You guys want to try and beat me, you can, but I think I'm going to force Shotgun over the top here.
It's good to be the king.
I'm going to go ahead and leave my name in there. King Gas going to pop up on screen in just a moment here if I could remember all of my stuff. And I'm cheating because I'm letting us go over that one mark. Not King Gas. That's right. Let's go ahead and get that in here. We'll just be very blatant about it. Complete donation. Let's see if that pops up on screen here. Go ahead and sneak that in last minute. Let's see if I challenge them all to top me. Shotgun taking the lead. Alexander with another $5 on rifle. Choo-Choo with $10 more on alien. Really locking down that alien. And with that, guys, I think we have our weapon.
1688.
Fantastic. So we've got, let's see, what do we got here? We have got a gauze shotgun in alien style. So anybody, last call if anybody wants to beat that, because I know we got a gauze shotgun last year, but this will be a different style, so I think it'll come out very, very differently. It was actually done by a different artist. All right, guys. Well, this has been fantastic. I think this is it. We got a mod planned out. Let's go over all the polls. Let me bring them all up. We'll talk through them all so you guys can hear what we're going to end up with as our final mod here. Give me just a moment to bring up the final tallies on everything. All right, so I've got to open all these up here so I can see them. And we're going to talk about real quick, and then we're going to let Wes get some shut-eye because it is
and our folks in England as well.
Oh yeah, we still got some late nighters. Do we got anybody from your what was the company called again that I know you're doing a game with them, right?
Blue Donut, and they are working on a game called Horror in the Library, and I'm going to be providing one of the main voices for it. And in fact, I'm going to be heading over to England in August. And then we're going to maybe do something right around England. And then we're going to get on the Super Tunnel and go to the Gamescom in Cologne, Germany. So if anybody wants to meet me out there in either Germany or the UK, those are the times to do it.
Nice. All right. So here's what we ended up with. So we're going to have a quest line. That's a fairy tale. It is going to be motivated by discovery, treasure of knowledge. It is going to have a main character who's a conspiracy theorist with a verbal tick.
Nice.
We're going to have a companion character who's paranoid and witty / sarcastic, who is a bit of a con artist, and they are a vault dweller. Next, we're going to have a player home, which is going to be a houseboat with a bar's club theme and a robot butler. Then we're going to send you guys into a server farm that is filled with robots. That's fitting. Then you're going to get a piece of armor somewhere along the way in alien style. So we got double alien style. And then you are going to, at some point, get access to a gauze shotgun also in alien style. So the writers and artists, the challenge has, the gauntlet has been thrown down. You guys got to get to work, figure out how you're going to do all that. And then we will be in touch with you soon, Wes, with a script sometime that leading up to that week. We'll try and get it to you a couple days in advance of the 27th. You're going to be the kickoff event for this of actually doing the work. So we're gonna have you record live on Friday afternoon. I believe 3 Eastern. Does that sound correct to you?
I believe so. Let me double check that. And of course, it'll be right here in my box, my booth. And if 3 is the time we have, that's fine because I don't have a time.
Let me look. I'll grab it real quick. I have all this stuff on my channel right here. Somebody in chat has probably already beat me to it of being like, it's this time. How do you not remember this? Let me bring this stuff up because I have all this stuff neatly organized on my computer. Let's see. That is.
I thought we were doing it earlier in the day.
Yeah, it might have been a little bit earlier. That's why we were double checking before we confirmed that time. Okay, so Friday it's 3 p.m. Eastern. Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern, and that we'll host that on these same channels most likely, unless Ken's got something else going on Fallout for Hope, but I don't believe so. So we'll probably be on this same Twitch channel, same YouTube channel, Friday the 27th, 3 p.m. We're gonna watch Wes do his magic. He's gonna perform his whatever crazy character our writers come up with.
And I will invite you into my booth and we'll do this together. You'll hear it all the nuts and bolts before we put it together.
Yeah. Wes, thank you so much for continuing to do this charity and lending your voice. It's a lot of fun to do this.
Thank you, and thank you to everybody who donated tonight. I mean, the $1,616 is going to go help somebody out there, and someone's going to be able to get on that 24/7 hotline. You're going to be able to reach out to alz.org. They're going to be able to find someone to give them help and who understands. And that's because of you, the kind-hearted, wonderful gamers and streamers in this world helping to bring the light. And I can't thank you all enough, because the Lord knows we need that light right now in this world.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Well said. All right, guys. With that, we are going to end the stream. So we will catch you back on the 27th.